Hello everyone, my name is Trevor, I go by the Mr. Trails, and welcome to the channel. So, today's video idea has changed for the third time at this point, so I apologize if this video isn't very polished, but I have finally decided on a breakdown of the Slayer's path in its current state. This footage is from the current test of the Dauntless Experimental server, so this information is not under non-disclosure agreement, but keep in mind that many of these things may change by the time the game goes live with everything that's in here. So much of the Slayer's Path progression is not exactly filled in. So you can see here, missing string table entry, DNT completed. So that's how quite a bit of the Slayer's Path is right now, but there are certain things that are filled in, and we are going to cover those, plus what I can speculate on based on where it is in the tree. So let us begin. I think this first one is basically either the tutorial or just starting up your account. You're already going to have this one filled in. And then we have a tiny node here called the Shattered Isles. There's probably a cutscene that'll play that will unlock this. And then you can see as we go bottom right down here, we have the training grounds. So this is basically unlocking the training grounds island. And then as we move up here, we have Island A and Island B. I can only speculate that these two islands are going to have lesser behemoths on them. So it's likely that there might be more of a pursuit type aspect to Island A and B here, just to get people introduced to the game. But I'm not going to make any strict claims about that. Everything might be open hunt style. And moving on, we have another missing string table entry. I think this is pretty much just going to be a quest marker to unlock this specific node. But it doesn't seem as though it'll be too much farther to unlock than everything down there, because you can see we have Will's Borman here. We have the next island unlocks, and we have the hunt pass and bounties as well. Speaking of the Will's Borman, we can see here weaponsmithing will be unlocked after this quest. So it seems as though we may have a switching of some of the roles that people are playing in Ramsgate, because you can see here we have strikers and repeaters stemming off of Will's Borman. I'm not entirely sure if that means anything, but this isn't the only such example of this in the table, and we will get to that in a little while. So when we look at all the weapons, we will have the same upgrades for each one of them. It will be a power increase, a critical bonus, a power increase, a critical bonus, and another power increase. So we can see here that we do get a couple of critical bonuses. And it does make sense from mastering a weapon perspective. You'll learn how to use that weapon to hit key weak points in the behemoth. I just hope these are either relatively tame critical bonuses or that they are actually so overpowered that they bring us close to 100%. Moving back over to the right, we can see we unlock Island C and Islands D and E. Based on what I have to go on currently, I would wager some type of a guess that it's these islands that we have unlocked currently in Experimental. And something it currently looks like you will have to do is, if you choose to reforge a weapon class, you'll actually have to go back through all of the islands again with that weapon class. Back into the table here, and as mentioned before, we unlock the hunt pass and bounty tokens after this quest, it seems. Moving on then, we have this. I'm going to assume this is another quest marker, and you can see after this we actually unlock the gliders. I probably should have mentioned this when we were at the weapons, but scaling this way on a tree is done by using this new material plus rams. But we can see we actually have three versions of the glider. We have the basic glider frame, we have the lightweight frame, and we have the performance frame. Below that we can see Moira, so we will unlock armor crafting a little bit after weaponsmithing, and we will have each of these unlocked. And on the left side of the tree we can see we have health and stamina upgrades. So these will be at certain points in your playthrough. You will be able to add these as well. It seems like to some extent you can control when you upgrade a lot of this stuff, so you can actually choose to forego a stamina upgrade and maybe try to grind out another health upgrade or something. And moving on, we have probably another quest entry. I'm going to assume that's what all of these are. Moving over to the left, we can see unlock access to tonic crafting. We have stamina tonic, we have bulwark tonic, and we have the healing flask. We can actually get a peek here at some of the upgrades we will have for all of the tonics. So we have increased stamina tonic carrying capacity by 1, we have 25% chance on both of these to craft an extra stamina tonic. And then we have increased stamina tonic duration by 25% times 2. We can see here as well the healing flask upgrades. We have increased capacity by 1, increased effect by 10%, increased capacity by 1, increased effect by 15%, increased carrying capacity by 1. So because the two of these are different, it's possible that not all of the tonics are going to be affected in the same way because we just don't have all of the data filled in here. And moving on here, we can see unlock a second slot to equip consumables. I think that's just the actual slot, not the health flask. Then we have a third slot to equip consumables, and then we have a fourth slot to equip consumables. And then moving on, we can see over here we have islands F, G, and H. These will 100% be hunting grounds islands. It's just, what are they? And then moving on down here, we have pretty much no information at all on any of this stuff. So I'm not going to waste your time speculating on that stuff. We'll move on. Looks like probably another quest update. And then over here we have more of the tonic crafting and upgrades. We can see that not the whole table is filled in. Moving back over here, we can see we have unlock access to lantern crafting. And back down here over to the right, you can see that we have islands I, J, K, and L. And then over up here, it looks like there's some type of experience bar to unlock this portion. Over to the left, we have more of Granny's consumables, and it looks like all of these are missing as well. So we don't really have insight on those. Moving back over this way, we have no information about anything over here, it looks like. With some of the sections like this, it's actually possible that we will basically have these removed by the time this gets into the live game. Moving over to the right, we can see islands M and N will be unlocked here. And then if we look down here, it looks like we are going to have elemental damage affinity unlocks here. So it would appear as though each level you scale up in this will upgrade the amount of damage you do against the opposite element. And then moving back up over here, it looks like we have another experience related upgrade here. You can see that once we get to this point, we will unlock access to the middleman, and we will unlock access to islands O and P. And moving along up here, another experience-based upgrade. And up here, we unlock access to grenade crafting. Now, since it shows Bosun Marcus here, it's possible that he might be our new grenade vendor. But you can see we unlock access to crafting, improve, 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 improve. So there's not really anything definitive we can say here. And then over here we have islands Q, R, and K. Although we already unlocked K down here, so not quite too sure why it's back up here. And then we can see Admiral Zai down here. We unlock access to pylon crafting, and it looks like they're actually, okay, they are actually separated, but they all have the same picture. And then moving on, we have another experience-based upgrade. And then we have Inferno grenades, concussion grenades, and airstrike beacons. It seems like all of these are going to have increased capacity by 1, and then some form of increase chance to craft double of them. And back over here, we have island L, M, N, and O. Perhaps this is some type of upgrade to all of these islands, not entirely too sure. So looking ahead, we have another experience upgrade, which makes me think those at the bottom were actually experience upgrades and not quest upgrades. And to the right of it, we have Island P. Again, another repeat. Not sure if that's possibly an upgrade to these islands. Moving along, another experience upgrade, and then we have Trials Normal Difficulty unlock. And then we have Island Q, which we could speculate has probably Heroic Plus level behemoths if we're unlocking normal trials over here. And up here, another experience upgrade, and this is where we unlock Dauntless Trials. And then over to the right here, we have Island R, so perhaps a different version of Heroic Plus Behemoths. And then moving over here, we have no information on anything that's going to be here. And moving above that, we have this up here. It looks like this is something relating to mastery levels or whatnot. And then off to the right, we can clearly see that these are specials and mods unlocks here. Although it doesn't seem that this is fully fleshed out yet, or at least showing that it has been unlocked, because if we check my strikers here, I do have Titan's Crash and Cyclonic Strike Plate equipped, but Up here, we don't have any of these unlocked, it says. And then this big thing at the top says unlock access to Prestige and Limit Break. Now, the only thing that had previously been referred to as Prestige was the Trials shop. So this is either something Trials related, or this is just going to be unlocking the ability to reforge your weapon class. Reforging your weapon class is what's going to give you the ability to upgrade your gear to a power surge. We can take a look here that my gear currently is at either 40 or 20 power, but we can see my overall power rating is 200 right here, so that's pretty much all coming out of the weapon class mastery system. And if we take a look in here, our strike gear seems to be at a higher level than anything else, which maybe means it's power surged. But according to the design lead, power surging something is going to be basically the equivalent of making it plus 15 now. But with all of that said, that is basically going to do it for today's video on an early look into the current progress on the Slayer's Path system. If you guys enjoyed, consider leaving me a like on the video. And if you guys enjoy Dauntless content, consider subscribing to the channel where I post Dauntless content every week. I've been Trevor, I go by the Mr. Trails, and I will catch you guys next time.